Coronavirus relates to George Floyd.
And then
Do you think George Floyd had coronavirus?
That's what they said, right? They said
so,
they tried to blame his breathing on coronavirus.
Yeah.
Like, what
but
the fuck?
that's not Chris Hansen. That's
That's
racist.
the police
we like
department.
to call it nano racism.
That's Chris Hansen. I have to know.
YouTube, which is weird. The best way to reach YouTube isn't even on their own.
We're gonna cover it up with double here to support Black Lives.
Tad, that dude. Whether you agree with him, like,
And he,
Yeah.
I'm here.
this woman.
yeah.
Down to Chop today, and then I'm gonna say, well, Scott's here. Scott back in the night. On.
Yep.
Didn't Epstein kind of prove Pizzagate right, though?
No, not
No?
really. No, it's me. I like it personally. I like to go a little raw.
Fucking
Steve.
Steve.
Then to look
Florida rugs.
that I is that it
Open up a
woman.
Block you.
Coventry, Rhode Island. Have we been to...
somebody
There.
at fucking Antifa. So
Yeah. I don't know why that happened, but I'll get it fixed.
Bill, you look great.
his camera.
Really went.
Oh no! I left my job for the molecule.
Oh my God, how did that happen?
My family disowned me.
Ooh.
I took a Mensa test today.
Oh my God. It really went there. I don't care.
Oh
Ooh.
man. I absolutely love her her video.
Actually, no, that was fucking me. For some reason, I'm on Billy's cam.
Yeah. I don't know why that happened, but I'll get it fixed.
Bill, you look great.
Yeah. And he left.
I don't know what you've been
He
doing,
like
but
got
you
up
look
and left the room.
And that keto diet's really working. It turned me into a totally different person.
I
have a feeling of power now.
I tell you what, though, JF's grill's a little bit busted these days, and that's kind of weird.
Is it?
Little busted.
Too many baguettes.
That's right.
I bit into a stale croissant.
A little bit too much batter with my potato. So.
Holy shit. No, did you see the video? Mama Jeff is growing potatoes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and she called them her babies.
They're embracing the joke, and I am here for it. I love it. I'm so happy that they are, because it's great. It's fucking great.
A little bag of potato in the oven. Sounded like some kind of retarded Arnold. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's pretty.
Potato in the
They put that early oven or else it gets the hose again.
flawless French accent.
Oh fuck!
Oh, boy.
oh my God.
Well, I'm glad Billy's dead.
He's back.
Oh, hey, Billy.
He can't hear you yet,
Everybody
so
else,
you
don't
can
worry
still talk
it
shit about him
anyway.
until he puts
What's
the
going on,
headphones
guys?
on. Yay, Billy! Yeah, we were just talking about
Hey,
how awesome
Billy.
you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I got replaced.
No, no.
That got replaced by the amazing NKO.
Here's some more of this.
120.
Pitching up the benefit for
Like having fucking fist fights and
pitching up the benefit.
Good old IUS.
I'll tell you.
No.
But I mean my what?
It's incredible. And look, I know I'm going to get hate for this. I am not somebody who is a predator or a predator defender before I get called that, which I never really will. I'm just a guy who looks at this guy for what he is. He is a grifter. He is a money-chasing scumbag who is using these girls for cash for his own pockets and giving them false promises. He is the false prophet of YouTube. He'll fire up these Twitter videos where he'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, it took us 10 years to get Epstein locked up. We'll do the same to Onision." Bullshit. Onision's never going to jail, and I don't say that like happily. I'm not just like, yeah, Onision's never going to jail. Let's go. No. Let's just look at this how it is. Onision's never going to jail, and this guy is a crook and he is a fraud, and more people need to see it. When Ralph Retort and Dick Masterson did the interview with Onision better than he could dream of, what was his response? It was to flaunt his Emmy Award, because that's all he is. He is a piece of metal sitting on the shelf. He has no substance, he has no character, he has nothing of value to offer to any of this. He is simply the participation award that he has on his shelf. He shows up, he talks his spiel, and he does nothing after it. He accomplishes absolutely nothing, and people were promised something that he was never able to deliver, and he owes the entire community an apology right there. So after a while, I kind of just moved away from the whole Chris Hansen, Onision, Davi Vanity stuff. I never even really touched the whole Davi Vanity stuff. And Onision was kind of a done case for me after that whole situation really fell apart. It was really flourishing, really thriving in January when everybody thought things were going to happen. And then everything kind of just went to shit. When people begin to realize that there's really nothing there that can get Onision in any more trouble than he's already been in. And the whole promise of him going to jail is something that's just unattainable. It's a narrative that began to be unpopular, but got popular real quick as soon as people started taking a look at all the evidence and just seeing, hey, there's really nothing here. So, what is Chris Hansen been doing? How has Chris Hansen been trying to survive? Well, he's really taking to the whole Davi Vanity story. He's doing his usual thing where he brings on victims to interview them. But he's also been bringing on some other figures as well, and one of these figures is a guy by the name of Angry Slug. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Before we begin, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the stream he did on Wednesday. Have a Seat with Chris Hansen featuring Kylie and Slug discussing Onision and Davi Vanity. Now, the first half of this interview I don't really want to touch on. Firstly, like I said before, I'm not somebody who's really been, talking about the whole Davi Vanity story or somebody that's gotten really invested into that. Other people, that's their expertise. For me, not so much. The first 30 minutes of this interview is mainly just Hansen kind of, getting asking what happened to this girl, and her whole side of the story is pretty bad stuff. Pretty damning stuff, pretty out there stuff. If you want to listen to it for yourself, go for it. I'm not really, again, one who's going to give you like a whole, outline or whatever of what she said, because that's not really the purpose of today's video. Rather, we're going to be focusing on the second half of the interview when he brings this guy by the name of Angry Slug on. Now, I've had a couple of run-ins with Slug, as you guys know, on live stream. So basically, this guy, Slug, he is a random 2,000 sub gaming YouTuber, who happened to get wrapped up in the whole Chris Hansen situation somehow. Chris Hansen said he was going to become a better YouTuber, and he was going to start working with YouTubers to improve his craft. Not sure why he needs to be a better YouTuber, not a better investigator, but hey, I guess that shows where his priorities. But yeah, I guess that shows where his priorities are at. Nevertheless, when he said he was going to be working with other YouTubers, everyone kind of assumed, he was talking about somebody like, maybe Repsion, Creepshow, Edwin, somebody, people have a bit more expertise in this whole situation. But no, he was going to be working with a guy by the name of Angry Slug Productions. Now, what this guy does is a little bit strange. So initially I was told he was going to help make Chris Hansen's thumbnails, but then I was told he was going to help interview Chris Hansen and ask Hansen the hard-hitting questions that the community has been trying to ask Hansen since they've turned on him. But he hasn't really done that either. He just kind of exists as a figure that is brought up and nobody really knows why. People thought he was a hacker because he apparently hacked into Onision's Discord server and got secret recordings of Onision. However, this guy had simply faked a screenshot that showed that he was a member of Onision's channel when he actually wasn't, so he was able to get into the server. And he started recording conversations within Onision's Discord server where they were just mundanely talking to just Discord members, and nothing really interesting happened, despite him wording it as something incredible, a deep dive into the inner workings of Onision. Nothing ended up really happening that was worth note. We've seen Onision recordings. I actually did Onision recordings 2 months prior to this guy, so I'm not sure why his recordings were so significant. He actually tried to lock them behind his Patreon page as a paywall, but he got a bunch of backlash for that from Repsion, so he started putting them out for free, and they were just nothing spectacular at all to listen to. They were not groundbreaking recordings. They were not, recordings that revealed anything from the inside. Just very mundane stuff. For some reason, Chris Hansen, because I guess he wants to keep up the illusion that he's, getting through to the Onision case, that he hasn't forgotten about it, he brought Slug on to talk about what he found in Onision's new Discord server, and it is just a disaster.
He has been hiding behind a newer server, which is hidden behind him having to direct message newer members. This is less of just a little issue or anything at all, but this is just Greg trying to tighten his hold on the members in that server.
So you can kind of see what's going on here, right? So, Chris Hansen brings Slug on to pad out more watch time on his live stream, where Slug is going to reveal shocking fact that Onision has a Discord server. Oh man, he has a Discord server, and guess what he does in there? He talks to people. Creepy stuff over here, and you might be thinking, oh, Augie, you're jumping the gun. Obviously, Slug has some recording where Onision's doing something crazy or weird or something like that. No. If you were hoping for something a bit more substantive, no. This gets bullshit real fast. So he shows Onision's Discord account like that's supposed to be some shocking revelation. Then he reveals audio. Let's take a listen to this damning audio. By the way, my video's in there in the recommended. So what's up, guys? I'm on Chris Hansen down there.
Have it set to the timestamp of him announcing the ban and reasoning. So let's have a listen.
So he has an hour, 2 hours of recording, and he's gonna play a part where Onision's talking about how he banned somebody in his Discord. Who cares? Who cares? Listen to this.
I just banned Blasian.
Why?
Let me see. This is why it's controversial. So Blasian's been a member of Patreon and this for about 1 billion years, and I've had this consistent feeling that Blasian is as close to anti-O as humanly possible without actually being anti-O.
Wait, what?
And the reason I say this is Blasian. That's fine. If any of you want to leave the server, I welcome you to leave the server because of that. Because Blasian was such a pivotal part of the server, really iconic.
Riveting stuff. This is what's being played as the big expose, ooh, super secret hacker man. I mean, look at how this guy presents himself. He's in a dark room sitting in a chair with a microphone that's tied to his chair as if he's got keyboards out, RGB, different monitors. He's like hacker man over here. And what was he able to do? Whip up a screenshot that shows that he was subscribed to Onision so he could get into the Discord server and then record riveting conversation of Onision discussing Discord Discord server drama. Who cares? How is this relevant to anything that people want to, want talked about? How about the sexual stuff? Is he, it's not like you have audio of him like admitting to his love of like 15-year-olds or something. It's not like you have anything like damning or spicy or something. You have audio of him talking about banning somebody. Who cares? Who the hell's Blasian? Why are they getting banned? I don't care. Let's take a look at these riveting timestamps. Ban talk. Greg asks James how old Angel is while threatening a ban. Onicia on OnlyFans shutting down. Greg talks about the rise and other stuff. The art person is here. Greg is mad because he's irrelevant. Greg talks shit on Nicholas Dioria. I read through all of these timestamps and nothing sounds interesting. Maybe some of these clips are funny, but how is this relevant to a serious case? Like something that's supposed to be a serious investigation. There is one timestamp at the bottom though. 1 hour 34 minutes 14 seconds. Rape begins. What?
Yeah. Adopted. So like, I asked my biological mother, like, hey, so what's my dad like? And he's like, and she says, so I was raped.
Oh, it's somebody talking about their biological mother being raped. When he timestamps it like rape begins, I'm like, wait. Is Onicia like raping these girls through the disc? How does that work? What is going on here? I'm reading all these timestamps. Penis insecurities. Ooh, Greg has a small penis. And then at the bottom it's like rape began. I'm like, whoa, jeez. Yeah, this is the serious investigation over here. 100% serious. The relevance that this Discord server has is that this is where Onision talks to young girls, which is, yeah, obviously you can take a listen to the call. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that the server is, consisting of primarily girls, at least in the voice chats that are recorded. It does sound kind of pathetic and kind of sad and, you could say creepy as well. But here's where Slug tries to go in for the finisher, but fails. So Slug got into contact with the 14-year-old girl that he tries to keep anonymous. He forgets to censor her name though, so he has to do some quick censoring on the spot.
I'm grabbing a screenshot now of my conversation with someone who is confirmed to be 14.